Everyone was emailed and mailed a copy of the minutes of our last meeting. Did anybody see any changes, amendment, adjustments? Hearing none, I'd like to make a motion to accept the minutes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motions were approved. Our first matter for position of action today is case number DRB 2024-06. Revisit the request for a certificate of appropriateness for renovations of the building located at 505 North Coit Street, identified as Florence County Tax Map number 90072-14-031, located in the D1 Redevelopment Overlay District. Staff?
Good afternoon. Yes, we looked at this, I think it was back in April. It is in a commercial zoning district, CR. It's a house that has been renovated into a office space. These are some before and after photos, and the after photos match exactly the proposal that was presented to you in April. Apparently was a misunderstanding. I thought that they meant that they were going to do the siding in wood siding or hardy plank siding, but apparently they meant to just use the same vinyl siding that was on the original house on the addition. So that's what they are here for today, is just to get that hopefully approved. The house did have white vinyl siding on it. They just extended that over the remainder of the, or just over the addition that they put onto the house. So the lattice under the porch was replaced with brick. Everything was done the way it was proposed in April. The only difference was the mix-up on the type of siding they were going to use. So everything else has been done as they presented it in April. So that concludes staff's report.
Anyone have any questions of staff?
Are there any prohibitions against vinyl in that?
No, it just requires y'all's specific approval.
Those were current pictures.
Yes, sir. The ones on the right are after the work has been done, and the one on the left is the original.
Make a motion, we approve the project.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, a certificate will be issued.
I think we missed public remarks. I guess we didn't need them.
Everything was within guidelines, we're fine. Mr. McMillan? Okay, our second case today is case DRB 2024-14. It's a request for a certificate of appropriateness to demolish the house located at 118 East Pine Street, identified as Florence County Tax Map number 90088-03-014, located in the D3 Arts and Culture Overlay District. Staff?
Good afternoon. This is for a demolition of a single-family house that was built in 1913. I've not been told why they wanted to take it down, but it is near where the city is building some townhouses and basically renovating and revitalizing that portion of East Pine Street. It was built in 1913. The Historical Commission looked at it back in July and did not find any historical significance to it, so they have issued the record of official action. So they're okay with the demolition of it. These are photos of it. It looks not too bad a shape from photos, but if you look at it in person, it is in kind of rough shape. So that concludes staff's report.
Any questions of staff? Hearing none. Anyone here to speak on this matter? If not, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing and open it up for discussion or a motion.
Make a motion to approve as submitted.
Mr. Tedder's got a motion.
Second.
Got a second? All in favor?
Aye.
A certificate will be issued. Our third case today will be public hearing DRB 2024-15. It's a request for a certificate of appropriateness for the construction of two rooftop, I'm going to destroy that. Do y'all know
Pergolas.
Pergolas, okay. Y'all testing me with that. Located at 101 West Evans Street, identified at Florence County Tax Map number 90167-02-011, in the H1 Historic Overlay District. Staff?
All right, the applicant is seeking a COA to allow the two pergolas that were installed at the dispensary rooftop bar. And it is in the Historic Overlay District, so it's in the heart of downtown. It is part of the Crest Building at the corner of North Dargan and West Evans Streets. And as you can see from this picture, the dispensary, which is part of Townhouse, has a bar up on the roof in 3 levels. And they've installed a slatted or louvered metal roofing over 2 portions of it. As you can see in the upper left corner, so it's over the lowest section and over the highest section. And this was brought to our attention when we noticed you can see the, they've labeled B, pergola B, from the street level. So that's what kicks it into requiring DRB approval, is because it is visible from the public right-of-way. These are some site photos of it in place. This is the one over the lower level, and the purpose is to provide shade, obviously, for especially during the summer months. And then this is the upper level one, and this is the one that is visible from the street. So that concludes staff's report on that.
Okay, any questions of staff? Hearing none. Anyone here to speak on the matter? Okay. Y'all have any questions for Mr. Barth? Hearing none. Don't think it's necessary. Okay, we'll go and close the public hearing and open it up for discussion or a motion.
Has the building department looked at these?
They have now received the plans for it. I don't know if any inspections have been done yet. But they would need to pass inspections with the building department, so.
It matches the roofing that's already been done back here. I guess it's on the Hyatt, or is that?
That would be high.
Yep. Staff's recommendation is for approval.
Yeah, staff doesn't really typically give recommendations to the design review board. The materials are good as far as being compliant with the design guidelines. I think the question comes into play is the profile and the visibility from the street. I think that's the main thing the board needs to look at.
I just don't see where there's anything, locally kind of matches what's going on.
It's kind of cohesive with the Hyatt.
Looks exactly like the Hyatt.
It is.
Have there been any complaints about it from any neighbors or anybody else?
No, I have not.
Well, I would imagine there would be some additional, like, you guys are gonna do some lighting, some type of lighting on there. Is it gonna be just the string lighting, or are you guys doing something else?
Be some post lighting in there.
Post lighting?
And the thing opens and closes, so we hope to be able to have as much daylight as we can. When it rains, it just, business has to shut down.
And y'all had to bring some cranes in to do some work. What did y'all do before this?
Ken did. It was supposed to be part of the original contractor, was part of his plan to do, to get it approved. I was shocked to find out you had not gotten it approved, that part of it, in the planning stage, so we had to get another contractor to do that.
I'll make a motion we approve it as submitted.
We have a motion, have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Certificate will be issued. We have one more matter of information. It's a presentation of landscaping plan for the Porter Building located at 301 South Dargan Street in the D3 Arts and Culture Overlay District. Staff?
All right, as you know, this is part of the School District 1 project. They're doing renovations to the Pointer Building, turning it into a magnet school. Is that the term for it, or? And so as part of that, they're obviously adding landscaping to the front of the building. So this is the landscaping plan that they've submitted to us. I think that's a fountain in the middle, and then the plant schedule, they've got 8 regal prince oaks, Yopon holly, wax myrtles, and then Bermuda grass, and then the description of the fence going around it is they'll have a brick fence and column and aluminum edging, so black brick columns with the black powder coated aluminum fencing in between. So, and that'll go around the perimeter of the property. So, looks like they'll have the trees in some beds and then surrounded by the bushes and the shrubbery. And I assume they're going to have some furniture out there, which they're not showing on here.
I would assume, and this is part of the larger project there. It is one of those that we present to you as information. We as staff are reviewing it against the design guidelines because it's a large government project. And they've piecemealed it a little to us, so that's why we're giving it to you guys in pieces as we receive it as well. So, but do let us know if you have any suggestions or concerns about it, and we'd be glad to relay those back to the school district.
It's definitely gonna be an improvement.
Oh yeah, and they appear to be doing it correctly. They're actually the portion they tore down was the old, the old administration building. It was built in probably the 60s or 70s.
Ugliest building in the portfolio.
It was, yeah. And they're going to restore the windows on the side of the gym. They're going to do this public space, and it'll complement the one beside McClinigan, just across the street from McClinigan there that they just finished up. So I think it'll very much complement that space as well from some of the renderings we've seen as well.
And it does meet the requirements for the arts and cultural district having large public spaces with these big buildings, so it seems appropriate.
Okay, thanks for the update. Does anyone have any other questions of staff? Staff had any questions for us?
No, I will comment that we have begun the process of updating our design guidelines. I know we've organized a steering committee of which some of you guys are members of that. We had that kickoff meeting today. We've hired a consulting group, Bolton and Mink, to help us with that process. There will be a public meeting, a public workshop meeting next Thursday. Is it the 20th?
Yes.
The 22nd at 5:30 here in council chambers. We've invited business owners from downtown. We've invited residents of Timrod Park. We've also kicked it out through our social media in general, citywide. I invite all of you to attend, as well as anybody you think may be interested to attend. So, and that'll be basically a public workshop type session. It'll be led by our consultants, Bolton and Mink. So that's August the 22nd at 5:30. That's next Thursday. Is it a formal presentation or is it a drop-in?
I'm assuming it'll be kind of like the
Okay.
Lucas Street one.
I think it's more of a drop-in where they'll have stations set up and folks sit around to get input. So. And if you've got any questions, feel free to ask us along the way. Or if you, and at some point we'll likely share some of the progress with the design review board as well, whether it be some draft documents and some different things, because ultimately that document will have to come through you guys for approval and then through adoption at city council. So just an FYI. Be a little busy work for everybody.
And now's your time for you.
I'll have to bring in some snacks sometime or something, or some supper.
Well, if y'all see something in the current guidelines you don't like or something you think you can improve on, now's the time to speak up. So,
Yep, very much.
so please share that with Jerry or myself or Elaine.
Will there be like a summary sheet of changes from existing? Like in building code,
Yeah.
there's a, when you change, there's always a list of changes from the previous year.
Right. We could ask the consultants about that if that'll be, but one thing they did in today's kickoff meeting was bring to our attention some things that that needed to be looked at in the design guidelines, and those might be worthy of sharing with you guys as we move through the process as part of an update to you guys. Just so we, and that way you can see what they're looking at in their process along the way.
It's a 450-page document, right?
You know, there's only the pages are only 7 pages for the 7 districts, so y'all mind just emailing that out to the group?
Yeah, sure thing. Yeah.
Basically, it's
Yeah,
just
once they
one
send
page
me-
per district, and it shows what's currently and what they see that's missing.
Yep.
It's blunt and to the point.
Yeah. It's a PowerPoint. Yeah, we'd be glad to mail that out to everybody.
Yeah, I think they were gonna send that to me and I'll forward it to y'all.
Okay.
There was talk of adding additional districts like going down Evans Street and stuff like that. Is that still in the works?
That's in our comp plan, and it's definitely out there. That's not in the scope of this project, but we could potentially look at that going into the future, because we have talked in the past about extending a district down Evans Street to basically, because there has been a lot of redevelopment along Evans Street, and our corridor ends at, is it the park? Okay, at Barnes Street there?
Yeah.
Okay, more or less at that past the federal courthouse in that area. But there's been a lot of redevelopment. There was a metal building that went up a few years ago, and that really brought it to the forefront.
Well, that's in the 900 block.
Yeah, it's pretty far down.
Pretty far down.
Also, there's been talk about, we're going through a Lucas Street corridor plan right now. It's not an overlay district, but it's a plan, and some of those talks have come up there about some overlay as well as through those talks along Evans Street as well. So yeah, I agree with you. I think we do need a little something going down Evans Street, and we'll push for that.
Thank you, Jerry.
Yep.
Okay. I appreciate everyone's time today, and we'll see y'all on September 11th at 2 o'clock. Y'all have a good week.
Pretty good time in there, Mr. Chairman.